Good morning. Here we go for another adventure. We are in Reutlingen. It's April the 5th, 2023, and I just came here, parked my car in a small side road at the edge of the town. So let's head out to the edge of town and start the walk from there. Quite beautiful here in Reutlingen. I'm gonna head out here to the top of this mountain. This is where the city limit goes through, and from there back again, head north all the way through Reutlingen, around 30 kilometers through the city, and let's see what we're gonna find here in the city. It's a very beautiful morning. It's quite cold. It was -5 when I arrived now here. Now the sun is a little bit warmer, I guess -2, 3. Oh, guys, look at this here. Do you have something like this in your country? Drive slow. Attention, frogs on the road to protect the animals crossing the roads here in Germany. So yeah, it's a beautiful day. Now not as cold like when I got out of the car down in the shade, but it's a very beautiful day, no clouds. So I had to come out somewhere today, and Reutlingen is a city, one of the smaller cities above 100,000 people here in Germany. Only 116,000 people live here, so it's quite small, let's say, but it's quite big spread out here from these mountains down in the kind of more going down direction Stuttgart to the valley. And just I thought it's an interesting day to spend, come out here and see what we're gonna find. On top of this mid-level mountain range here in southern Germany, it's called the Swabian Alb, something like 600, 700, 800 meters high, just like small hills basically, but still steep to get up here. And this is the city boundary. Here we're getting into the city, so we're gonna start the walk from here for the day. Very nice up here. I'm pretty warm just getting up here, and very nice, peaceful, just listening to the birds up here. No cars. There's some people here somewhere in the back, I can hear them, but otherwise can't get any better. Just look at this beauty. This one here, quite old, a little bit leaning to the right side, I would say, but this quite nice and renovated. Centuries of history here in Germany, in these small towns in Baden-Württemberg. Beautiful. We are in the center of Göttingen here, of the southernmost suburb here, but actually it used to be probably a town on its own a long time ago. Look at this building here. It's crazy. Probably really hundreds of years. But now it doesn't even look safe anymore to be standing here in the center of the town. Look at it, it's almost falling apart. Up behind this mountain. This is where we started this morning. Now I'm walking along this road here to Reutlingen, into the city center, and I can see an observation tower on this little hill here along the road. So let's just go check it out, see how the view is from up there. Might be interesting to see the city from there. Okay. So here we are on top of the tower, overlooking all these linden trees underneath us. So that's here That's Reutlingen. And we just came this way, mountain, through the little village here, up on top here. It's quite hilly, nice little hills. There's many fortresses, castles, old ruins. It's kind of crazy, like this place here, or anywhere in Europe actually, long time ago, like 300 years ago, it used to be somewhat like, I don't know, Africa in some countries today, like in the Congo or in Afghanistan, where there used to be wars every 20 years, somebody fighting here. Actually, when I walked up on these hills up there, this used to be the front line when King Louis and the Bavarian kingdom, they used to fight together against the Germans here on this side. So there used to be a war every now and then, like every 10, 20, 15 years. It's crazy how, like, the times you needed some castles, fortifications to fight back all these people trying to invade your country, your land. And so I guess back in the day it was just normal, like living nowadays in Afghanistan, where every 20 years there's a major war and people have to flee and be afraid for their lives. The houses would be burned down, people take all your belongings, they kill your animals, I don't know. You have no house, you have no barn, you have to start all over again. It used to be tough times here. That's kind of crazy to think, because Europe nowadays, after the Second World War, there's really no major wars other than now in Ukraine and in the Balkans. But here in Central Europe, it's so peaceful that people, I think they cannot even imagine that this here just used to be so like conflict torn countries, always something, and this was normal for the people back then living. And the older generations, maybe even like 3 generations behind now, they lived through the First World War, the Second World War. This is how the time actually was back then. That was normal for people to grow up in a war. And I guess we're just so lucky to have this beautiful land now here. We can enjoy it peacefully, live here, go about our daily business, not really worrying about our lives, our belongings, feeling safe. Just go for walks, explore the nature, everything. You don't have to be worried about anything, basically. Finally, a little break. I started at 6 in the morning from Augsburg, driving 1.5 hours, and then left the car down in the small place and started walking. So it's 10:30. Hungry. I just took a sandwich with me, something, because it's kind of so far to get in the city center. So little sandwich, some coffee, and have a little rest. Then. So while I'm just walking along here through the forest, just kind of peaceful, still have another couple kilometers to go, and then you look on the left and look at this. There's a Soviet tree here in the forest. Huh. How come? Why is it here? What is it doing in Germany? A lot of trees being cut down here. A lot of logs here on the main road entering the city. Everywhere logs. That's an interesting thing. If you want to jog around here in the city, they have wood chips on the ground next to the normal concrete or asphalt path. So if you're walking or running, it's much softer for your back and knees and everything. Feels good to be walking on this here. So maybe something for other cities in the world to take here from Reutlingen. I'm not far from the city center actually, but there's just another hill here overlooking the city, close to the city center. So I started on a mountain, I climbed another hill, so let's go check this one out in the city center and see what the view is like from here. This here looks like the neighborhood of the rich. All the houses, everything well kept, beautiful, modern, big houses. I guess like everywhere here in Europe, when you come to the suburbs, which are on the slopes, on the mountains, that's where the rich people live with a nice view. Unless you then come to Asia, South America, Africa, and you have the slums on the slopes. But in Europe, mostly this is where you will find the most beautiful, well-kept houses, the most beautiful landscape around the houses, the trees, and some really nice cars. So this is really the Beverly Hills here of Reutlingen, with all big, beautiful houses. And this here is the city. Down in the apartment buildings, this is where the not so rich live. Hiking up to the Georgenberg. It's not even a small hill when you have to hike up such a steep hill. Yeah, quite hot now. So this way it's going in serpentines up to the top, and I'm just gonna take the shortcut here now. Enough serpentines up the hill here. Okay, see you up there. My heart is beating like a drum, taking the shortcut here, but I came up the southern slope. It's a little vineyard here, quite romantic. And the view, I have to say, it's just out of this world. So beautiful. I have been to many places, but this view from here, from this mountain, is just breathtaking. It's unbelievable. Look at this here. It's not a big city. Here, I'll show you. So this is Reutlingen here. This is where it starts. Up this direction is Stuttgart. And it goes all around, kind of almost 360 degrees. I've been to many places in the world, but having a mountain in the city center like this, overlooking the whole city and around, is really rare. Like you have to have a TV tower somewhere to go up to the top to enjoy the views like this here. This in the distance, this is where we started this morning. From there along to this little hill with the observation tower, down here and up here, 15 kilometers in 4.5 hours. But the day is just so beautiful. I'm glad, so glad I came out here today. Couldn't be a nicer day. So I'm down almost in the city center from top of the mountain there, and I just found out that here in Reutlingen in 1860 they opened the first institute for fruit trees and vegetables, how to plant them, how to raise them, how to cut them, I guess everything about this. And it's nice area here around Reutlingen, I guess makes sense, because here when you look around Even when I was on these mountains and taking pictures and making a video, you can see fruit trees everywhere. It's still in the culture of these people here. In this park, there's like all different fruit trees here, pears, apples, and but different sorts of them. And the people here living in Reutlingen around here, Stuttgart, they're very hardworking people. And it's still, like I said, in their culture to make like moonshine, to make apple juice, to make like all sorts with like jams and stuff with fruit trees. It's really nice here, and like you see, all of them almost blooming now here. So you rarely see this, especially when you're in the States. There's not that many fruit trees around. People, I guess they don't like them because the fruit fall down on the ground and they just make a big mess. But here, people are still proud of their culture and they're still doing it. So it's nice to see that, yeah, it's still alive. Here we are in the new city center. It's the bus station. Some office buildings around here. This is one of the landmarks of Reutlingen, the Tübinger Tor, a medieval gate to the city here, but now being renovated. And I have to figure out to buy some kind of day ticket for the buses because I have to get back to pick up my car at the end of the day. So let's head out here to the bus station. Finally, in the city center, the old town square. Not as busy as I thought it would be, because in Germany it's Easter holidays, the kids don't go to school. I thought it would be much busier. There's some really old, something historical, some buildings here. And the city well. This here is the city hall. Not quite impressive, just very modern. You would expect more from such a city with rich history. That's an interesting well here. All the different trades from medieval times, like a barrel maker, baker. I don't even know what this is. Smith, winemaker, I guess a butcher, shoemaker. Kind of interesting. We're just here next to the cathedral of Reutlingen. This one's impressive. It's very nice. But I'm not gonna go inside, just continue my walk through the city. It's a nice sunny day, so I had to get some ice cream. Very delicious. Gelato. With the sun. Nice beautiful day. Almost feels like you're in Rome. The real reason I came here to Reutlingen is because I read that the narrowest street in the whole world is here in Reutlingen. This way. That's the certificate from the Guinness World Records. Spreuerhofstraße, and it's only 31 centimeters, 1 foot at the narrowest point. You think I fit through here? It's quite narrow, and I'm really a tall guy. Just gonna back in through so you can see. Look, I'm already at the eavesdrops with my head. I have to go sideways. fit through here. I'm a little bit stuck because I have my backpack on me. I have to go out again. It's crazy, really narrow. Okay, now going this direction. That way it's much easier. Here you have you can try if you fit in here. A big guy, my ass can't see it, just hardly fits in. It's really interesting. So the reason why this road here exists is because of the big fire here, like 200, 300 years ago. Everything burned down and there was no that much space left for all the new houses being constructed here. And I was actually really curious about this spot, why it's supposed to be the narrowest street in the world, because probably you would find another gap somewhere else in the world this narrow. But the reason actually is because this is here not private. It's property of the city, so it belongs to the road and not private to either of this building or this building. That's why it got the title as the narrowest street in the world. Back in the nature again. I just left Reutlingen. So there's, I don't know, 10 more kilometers to walk to the northernmost point of the city. Kind of 2 more villages. So nice picturesque walk along here with some horse farms and fields. And it's nice and sunny, so I'm really enjoying the day. Just walking here along this little creek and enjoying the sound of water. I could sit for hours and just listen to the water. It makes you so calm and relaxed. And I guess some other people enjoy walking or riding along here too. I'm on my last kilometers here. This down here is the river Neckar. That's one of the biggest rivers in south of Germany. At some point from here on, there's even some cargo ships going up here from Stuttgart up to the Rhine River and Frankfurt. So I'm here on a upper road here, but I want to go down. So I'm just gonna take the shortcut again. Okay, quite steep. Still, let's do it. Okay, I made it. It was quick, right? Fine. Crossing the Neckar. Here it's still a small river, but it doesn't get too much wider, I think, in Stuttgart. but they just deepened it, I guess, and so there's some cargo ships can get through. So this here is one of my last stops here in Reutlingen. It's the northernmost suburb here, or like a small town belonging to the city of Reutlingen, Mittelstadt, on the river Neckar here, like a small dam. And this must have been it says Klostermühle, so a monastery and a mill all together down here. That's probably why they have this setup for the turbines of the mill to work here, but quite picturesque. This is how these orchards around here look like. Hundreds of trees in this field. Some of these trees are quite old, might be even, I don't know, 50 years, even some older, just after the Second World War. It's kind of like an old plantation. I don't even know what they're really doing with these fruits. But here it's really a big tradition still to keep all these orchards. Because mostly people here in Germany, they don't really bother with this. It's just, I guess, cheaper to produce somewhere else and to import it, to get it from Italy, somewhere where the labor is cheaper than here. But here, people still stick to their tradition. Good for them. Finally, I made it. I'm here at the northernmost point of the whole city, passing by hundreds of hills, up and down, beautiful landscapes, fields, rivers, little towns. To the northernmost point here was about 33.5 kilometers, and I made it in 10.5 hours. I'm happy. The weather was really nice. In the morning a little bit cold, but otherwise for the rest of the day was just amazing. Not too hot, just perfect to walk all day long. Now the sun is quite low. I have to head back to the bus station, get through all of the town, back to my car. Yeah, Reutlingen is not like the most famous city here in Germany. Maybe not as interesting either, but I hope you guys could enjoy like some of the interesting stuff around here, the landscape, the houses, the hills. So heading back, see you guys at the bus station. I'm at the bus station. Now I have to wait for 15 minutes for the bus to go to Reutlingen. And most likely, how I can see on the map how the buses are going, it's gonna take me 2 hours to get back to the car. So I'll be home very late, must be after midnight. But that's it from the video. I'm happy, I hope you guys happy too. And see you soon from a exciting new place. Okay guys, see you there, bye.